Welcome. Are you sitting comfortably? Are you focused and not thinking about whatever's bothering you these days? I'm not here to test you. Please relax. Let your thoughts come and go and listen as they fade away in the distance. For better or for worse, this is where your life has brought you. Looking at a screen, listening to me. Imagine, for a moment, that you've just had a child. It's healthy, but unfortunately also completely blind. For their whole life, they will live in the dark and not see a thing. Their perception of reality is something that you might never be able to comprehend. How would you describe the world to them? What can't be touched or heard, smelled or tasted? How would you describe sunlight? By what it does? Or how it feels on their skin? I think I'd play them this piece of music. First composed by Tchaikovsky in 1878, these rays of light have traveled through decade after decade, finally reaching your ears this very moment. You have also traveled far to get here today, but you're only passing through and should probably get going.
While you're here, I'd like to tell you a story. It all happened to me when I was young, walking in a forest much like you are. Those were days filled with boundaries and rules.
Of no running in the hallways, don't do this or that or the other. With my world full of fierce discipline,
I walked the forest to breathe. One day, deep in the woods, I found a funny-looking tree crooked, old, and wrinkly.
With little work, a few bits of bark became huge ships.
Calm creeks tend to ferocious oceans. I can see all the people I imagined dragged downstream with a sense of guilt.
As I gazed back up on the old tree,
I noticed something peculiar. It was crying. As it crumpled, like eyes closed tightly.
clear drops streamed silently down its wrinkly skin. So I did as children do, tasted it.
Not because it looked tasty, but to figure out what it was.
the first drop made my tongue tingle, the second made it prickle. And the very moment
The third landed on my tongue. A profound sensation spread through my chest.
Undefinable, like thirst, both vague and specific. One thing was clear. Something was changing within me.
I remember breathing in
And out. Feeling the fire.
my fingertips. I studied them closely, discovering circular ridges in the foreign landscapes of my skin.
The prickling soon set my attention.
It never winked until it returned. A wave of gentle needles
moving over my skin. A limb falling asleep,
perhaps?
I did not start worrying until it returned the third time, first making its way up my neck.
Before engulfing my skull completely from behind.
I
I
could
can feel the tiny needles covering my
Eyeballs.
But did it not stop there? I held my breath as the smallest thorns crawled around my lips before spreading
Into my lungs and stomach. My awareness spread with it, and I remember
The strangest sensation.
of my mushy dinner in there, as if I held the remains in the palm of my hand.
My body took control and opened my mouth. An explosion.
of air rushing into my lungs. The demons
Spread width through an endless web of veins, soon reaching my beating heart. For a moment, I stood in awe of the activity
Within
my body.
I felt my heart beating faster and my skin sweating.
Your body is your only vessel in this world.
And when it misbehaves, the claustrophobia is total. Seeking help?
I thought. And at that very moment,
The tinkling needle shot from my brain down to my spine.
I felt them scatter through my upper leg.
My muscles contracted to lift my knee. My body weight shifted forward.
The shock
waves
spread from the foot
Soul, as it landed softly on the ground. The process repeated itself in greater detail for every step.
I was overwhelmed, but my body kept moving. I did not at all feel like the boss giving directions. It all happened automatically, and I was simply along for the ride, like you.
the doctor's office was cold
And white.
Crossing the floor felt like a polar exposition.
my parents' distant features of the landscape. I wanted to explain, but was unable.
My lips and tongue engaged in an intricate choreography.
Myself and the audience observing the words performed.
My lips muttered, "I'm sure it will pass."
While my thoughts were crying for help.
But I stopped paying attention.
Instead,
I was following the hands of a clock mounted on the doctor's wall. They were both speeding up and slowing down.
I was slipping further and further away. A levitating camera in a video game merging with the code it was running on, again with the binary with
The electronics and so on. I closed my eyes and let my sensations lead me.
First, I spent some time with my bones. Among their many functions, I got lost in their continuous breathing. An uninterrupted flow
of calcium absorbed.
And released.
Even my skeleton was alive and living in and of itself.
I could feel my mind clinging
To the known, to the clattering thoughts, the buzzing of memories and fears of the future.
But for each breath, tension
Was released
And my shoulders sunk comfortably.
I had certainly felt like I was in there, somewhere behind my face.
but I was nowhere to be found.
And the more I looked, the more hazy
I became